editors kind of want to get a refresher, like what is weight? What are the motivations for the project? What makes it valuable? What is it part of something bigger? What is weight?
Yeah, sure. The motivation for it came over the course of maybe 2 months. We were building products. We had assembled a team. We were teaching some new guys. We're upskilling people, and during that time, we were also managing some private groups that we had used to invest as pools in Pulse and PulseX. Similar groups of people, but not exactly the same. And I, as sort of one of the organizers, I was having people come to me from the groups pretty routinely being like, hey, like I over leveraged myself for this thing. I know you said I couldn't have any expectations. And I know you said that, you expected it to be sooner than it was. And I'm not blaming you. They were very clear to say that. But, we're in this situation now where we needed cash flow, or we needed to get an exit from this a little bit sooner than we're able to. Hey, can you help us? And so, a couple of us have personally bailed out people from our own group, or, given them the opportunity to sell portions of their, stake in the group to one another. And we just realized that there's people, within our 60 person group, if that's happening with multiple people, well, you can do the numbers and realize quickly that, hey, if there's, a couple 100,000 people who have sacrificed for these different things, and it's not just Pulse and PulseX, but if there's that number of people, let's call it, 250,000 people, well, there's probably 50,000 people who are over leveraged and who did make a mistake with their capital allocation and who don't have the cash flow to fall back on. And maybe they weren't early HEX people. And so they're probably struggling a bit. And so, we looked at it, we said, hey, we can put these other things on hold because, yeah, it'd be great to have them out sooner. But, people are hurting a little bit right now. We feel like there's something we can do. Yeah, maybe we can add future value to it in some way. Maybe it'll create a set of people to whom a future product can be given. But in the very short term, we feel like we can make something that gamifies the launch, makes it interesting for people, keeps them engaged, because people in the same groups, right, were just dropping off. They wouldn't respond to polls. They wouldn't join the voice chats. They're just off a cliff, doing their own thing. So it was a way to bring people back in as well and re-engage them so that they thought about, when the product was going to launch. And so we figured out a way to do that, a way to gamify it, make it a little bit interesting. As we've sort of talked about, Weight's a pretty limited feature set in terms of a smart contract that, it's 250 lines of code or whatever, right? It's not meant to be HEX. It's not meant to replace one of those big, bold tools. But it is designed to galvanize the community. It is designed to bring people together. And it is designed such that if you have different use cases, it hopefully fulfills them. We had someone on Twitter tell us that she bought a plane ticket to go see her parents. And we had another guy with her free weight claim, and we had another guy who said he bought a box of beer. And then we've got other people who are saying, I'm going to wait till the very, very last minute so I can get the maximum midnight bonus possible. And so, it's one of those things that if you've been around in the HEX community for long enough, you realize that these tools, while they're created with one intention in mind, very often they fulfill different needs for different people. And so that's what we're finding with it. And I think that's really exciting.